Hey, Liz Kartchner here with another month series of the class In the Mood to Scrap. And this is my finished page. And this is the mood board that inspired my page. And it's been really fun to see every month how the mood boards change and how they inspire and jumpstart my creative process. And this one I pulled a couple images of triangles and they inspired how I use triangles on my page. With the top left one, this is a really pretty leather clutch that's painted with white triangles. And then the bottom left one just has random triangles that I use when I highlight the triangles in my mask. And then the other pictures just, I really like the color or the mood or the painting technique in the bottom right picture. Here are some products that I got together and supplies for this layout. The Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher and some white paint, and then a couple colors of the Mr. Huey spray inks, and then the Enamel Dots. These are some ribbons from my Lucky Charm collection. And I use three masks from Studio Calico for this project. This circle one and these triangle one, and then you'll see another larger circle one coming up. And these are some die cut cards from my Lucky Charm collection as well. Such a fun product to use, and it's really fun different ways to use them. And these are some wood veneer pieces and some die cut pieces. I use the triangles, and I think I use a couple phrases from that, but this is a really fun pack. I like it. And some stickers from my Dear Lizzie collection as well, and this is crepe paper, just a fun embellishment set. And then I use this Tim Holtz tool as well. And then I love this paper pack from Studio Calico. I pull a few patterns from it for this project, including this triangle one. And it's just a really fun mix of color and graphic and hand-drawn papers. So I really like it. Alright, the first step is I start with this really cool striped gradient from the pattern paper Studio Calico pack I just showed you. And then I'm going to use this Studio Calico mask as well. And it's yellow because I sprayed something yellow with it, but it's usually clear. And what I want to do is I want to just have the edge not show up when you spray, so I'm going to add some pattern paper around the entire mask. Sometimes I like when the mist shows up from the edge of the mask, and sometimes I don't. So this one particularly, I just wanted the circles to show up. So I'm just going to spray, do some test sprays. I ended up actually mixing a couple colors of the Mr. Huey shades to get a color that I really liked. And I did that with the powder blue and the mint julep. And I just combined them. I think I even added some cream calico. So my own little concoction of Mr. Huey colors. But I just couldn't get a color I liked, but then I was happy with this shade, and I'll just take off the paper, and then as you can see it just doesn't have that edge and just highlights all those fun circles. And then next, these are the photos I'm going to use. They're just from a recent vacation that we took, and it's just me and my daughter, and we were just having so much fun at the beach and just enjoying the sunshine. And so I just really I was just excited to scrapbook those and remember our little vacation before my baby arrives. And I'm going to use some white paint and then this Tim Holtz tool to add some paint to the mask. One of the pieces in my inspiration is a clutch that is suede clutch in the inside, so it's leather on the outside, and then it actually is screen printed with paint, and so you can tell that the clutch is painted. And so I just wanted to have that more of that look than a mist. So I just use this and just cover it completely with paint. And what's fun about this is that you just get a different effect, and you don't it's not really perfect, so it's kind of like more texture, and I don't know, I just liked it. So this is what I'm going to end up using, is my die cut card over the painted triangles, and I'm going to border punch the edge of the die cut card just to give it, I don't know, a different feel. And then once the paint dries, I just take a slick writer from American Crafts and I hold up the mask just exactly where I painted, and then I'm just going to outline some of the triangles just to add a little bit more to the paint and just help some of the triangles stand out more. And I'm just randomly doing triangles. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just having fun and just experimenting. So this is what it looks like when I have those done. And then I'm just going to start layering here with the die cut and the pictures. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing with this other mask, and I'm going to use some yellow paint just to add a pop of yellow to the page. I think it's the only time I'm going to use yellow really, but which is what I tend to do a lot on my pages, is just use one color in a really a subtle way so it helps the page pop. But this, yeah, so it's definitely kind of messy. So I do the same thing. I'm just going to let it dry and then go back over and with my pen and circle some of those circles. I'd never done this before, so it was like kind of a trial and error, but I like how it turned out. Now I'm just going to add some of the enamel dots from my mind's eye on top of those circles. And a lot of times I try to use whatever I use as the background of the page, the color of the background of the page, I try to use that color on the very top layer. And sometimes I feel like it just helps ground the page, or I don't know, it's just something I tend to do. But that's just a little tip from me. And now I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to be cutting out the inside of the square, and then I'm going to set the inside aside and then cut another little strip out. So I'm just basically creating a frame around the inside of the page. And these lines definitely are not straight, so if you want to use a ruler to get your lines really nice and straight, you can do that. I wanted mine to be a little bit messy and imperfect. And now I'm going to take about 1/4 of an inch from that inside line and just go around the paper again. So yeah, as you can see, it's not perfect, but you could use a ruler if you want those lines to be really straight. And I'm just going to continue that around and cut out this square. And then I'll just back some pattern paper behind it, and will add a cool border to the inside of my page. So we'll set this in here, see what that looks like. I messed around with some different color pattern papers for the background, and I ended up going with this yellow polka dot paper. I thought I was only going to use yellow for the paint, but I ended up using it as the border, and I think I like it the best. It helps the like pictures pop, and it's just a good color with the mint. And then I cut another little border at the bottom of the square, as you can see, and I'm just going to add this triangle black paper under that border. I just like how it carries on the triangle theme, and I just like the black contrast with the rest of the colors in the layout. I wasn't sure what to do with the top of this card. I felt like it was kind of plain and just needed something. And so what I did is I took the mask again, the triangle mask, and I'm just using it as a guide for my knife, my cutting knife, and I'm just cutting out a few of those random triangles. And I wasn't sure how this was going to work, but I pushed as hard as I could, and it only cut through the die cut card, so it ended up working out pretty nice. So then you can still see the paint and the mint from the layer below. And so I was happy with that. Now I'm just adding some other embellishments here and there. And I'm going to add these cool triangles from the Studio Calico die cut pack. At first I just grabbed a few of them, and then I noticed when I looked at the back that they're actually a gradient of yellow, so they go from dark to light yellow. So I thought, oh, I have to use all of them because they look so cool together. So I'm just adding those along the bottom. Clearly I am carrying on the triangle theme throughout this layout, but I just like these triangles. I think they're really cool that they just go the ombre technique that we all love. And so I'll just attach those. I'm going to end up sewing. Next I'm going to sew on those, and then also I'm going to sew around the whole border of the page. And so that's what I did here. And then I've added just some stickers up on the top right. And I've cut just a couple pieces of ribbon from my Lucky Charm collection. And I'm going to use my tiny attacher and attach those to the left side of the page. Since this is like the hot spot where you want something eye-catching, I felt like my page needed something, so I'm just going to staple a few ribbons there just to carry on the colors and I don't know, just to add a little bit more to the page and all the layering. Alright, I'm actually going to add a couple of these wood veneer pieces from Studio Calico, and since I had my tiny attacher out with stapling the ribbon, I tried it with these wood veneer pieces, and it actually worked, which was always fun because it makes my life a lot easier when I can just staple something on. But I just wanted to add a little bit more dimension to those triangles. And this is the final look of my page. It's actually pretty simple, but just lots of layering and some fun techniques you can try out. And thanks for watching. And I thought it'd be fun to challenge you guys to use a mask with either mist or paint, and then use a pen to highlight part of the mask and see if you like it and just kind of have fun with that. So I'd love to see your pages using that technique. Thanks!